Every time I see a child with a smile on their face because they're feeling hopeful about Hollow Knight Silksong, it ruins my entire day. And if one more person DMs me the stupid Silksong NDA theory, I might actually just end it all. How's it going, everyone? My name is Primacon, and if you're down for a ride to debunk some theories and shatter some hopes and dreams and quench the whatever remaining little flame there is left in the Silksong fandom, make sure you subscribe. All your support have been immense lately. Let's get the sub train rolling and let's tear this whole theory apart. In psychology, there's 5 stages of grief, and the number 1 stage is denial, which is where half the Silksong fandom is stuck right now, and I'm hoping to pull some of them out of it. For others, it's just far too gone. Trying to explain these things with facts and logics to someone who's so far gone into denial and cope is like trying to explain to a flat earther that the earth is round, and you just get nowhere. But I'm gonna try my best anyway. A lot of people believe that even after Let from Team Cherry came forward first through a big content creator like Fireborn, and then later directly himself in the Discord server, clearly stating that there was no ARG and people just managed to find some spooky coincidences, and that was about it. A lot of people are in pure denial. Their beloved Team Cherry, there's no way they would do that. And the reason is simple. They either don't want to accept that someone from their beloved Team Cherry would go this far to do a troll, and then if it's not a troll, then they don't want to accept that they did it to themselves. Both of those are scary realities. So their head dreams up this weird, whimsical, fantastical thing called the Nintendo NDA. One argument they like to produce is that there were just too many coincidences pointing to the April 2nd thing, so it has to be on purpose. First of all, no. Confirmation bias is this thing where you try to find evidence to support your own theory because you already have a bias, so you dismiss everything that's not true. And the best result of that is if you go to William Pellin's Twitter account and see his name, Little Bomy. This is one thing people have lashed onto, that this was Napoleon's nickname when he got married to his second wife, and the wedding took place on April 2nd. First of all, Napoleon's nickname was Little Bony, not Little Bomy. At this point, you're just twisting the name to suit your own narrative. Where do you draw the line? Second of all, the marriage took place on April 1st with the religious ceremony taking on April 2nd, but that doesn't even matter because the name doesn't match at all. So that just throws this whole theory out of the window. The other theory people had for Little Bomy was the wine company based in Adelaide, Australia, where Team Cherry's from. That wine company is called Little Boomy, not Little Bomy. Now are we just accepting that the misspelling is also part of the ARG, that they really wanted us to figure that out? Where do you draw the line? But let's keep going. Little Bomy's a complete dud. There's no explanation for this name whatsoever, or for the every druid is WR. I know there's one pseudo explanation I pointed out in my earlier video, but even in that video I said that this isn't really satisfactory enough, and it is so far the best thing we have. The everyday we are changing, I did not cover this in my video, but basically the whole theory was if you put this into Google exactly the way it says here, it shows you a name of a song. Then if you Google the name of the song, the very first result that shows up is a music video that was uploaded on April 2nd. That is so fucking ridiculous. You're digging into layers and layers and layers just to find something to suit a theory you have already created. Confirmation bias, where you make a theory, then you find evidence to support that theory, disregarding everything else. Even if I were to entertain this far-fetched stupid idea and go to google.com in an incognito browser so none of my search history will matter, and just paste William Pellin's Twitter bio and press enter, the theory says then you get the name of this song. Thank you for the cross. And then what you're supposed to do is search this song like this, and this video, which is not even the first video, it's the second search result, was apparently uploaded on April 2nd, so somehow that's also another coincidence pointing to their stupid ARG theory. Where do we draw the line? And then sure, there is the cake, that the legendary cake that was uploaded on April 2nd, and William changed his profile picture to the cake, right? And the legendary Imagine Dragons tweet saying eyes closed period tomorrow, which was also done on April 2nd, and William says keep your eyes closed tomorrow. this is where Let comes in, where he said that, wow, you guys are really crazy on, you know, piecing together, coming up with theories and ideas or whatever, because that's what it was, coincidences. This is the reason he had to come out and clarify, guys, there's no ARG, you just found some coincidences, it's not real, don't get your hopes up at all, this is nothing. So point being, there are not as many coincidences as people on Reddit would have you believe. They're twisting their words with the username, the handle, and the bio to fit this narrative that every single thing about this profile pointed to April 2nd, when it really didn't. Now let's talk about the actual NDA aspect of it itself. Let has said many times before, even before this stupid ARG drama, that Nintendo does not tell them about directs. I don't know what part of that sentence people refuse to understand. Second of all, people think that Team Cherry is under some kind of NDA. What kind of NDA would you even be under? There's this one group who says that they are under NDA on knowing when the direct is and they can't breach that contract. Don't you guys fucking think someone from Team Cherry would never ever risk something so drastic like a breach of contract? They're not Reddit users like you and I, or they're just not chronically online that their brains are that damaged by brain rot that they would risk an NDA with Nintendo to leak something that got announced literally a few hours after this tweet went up. That makes no sense. Even if for some reason this was an elaborate ARG, wouldn't you just do this whole song and dance after the Nintendo announcement was done anyway? Because the only reason anyone is even making the 2nd of April connection is because we know that it's a direct. What's the point of making this before we know that April 2nd is even important? That's the whole reason people are even making that connection. It's just so stupid to think that this was an ARG to hype up a Silksong release while being under an NDA after the developers have clearly said that it wasn't. It's just so wild to me that after the developers clearly just came out and said no, there was nothing, people are out here saying that it was like some NDA that William Palin would risk breaching. Second of all, what the fuck does this even breach? They don't mention any date, they don't mention anything. It's just a stupid riddle, which is not even a real riddle, that was put on like a mere hours before Nintendo announced their thing. So what NDA are they breaching? Second, people who like to say the NDA is the fact that Silksong will be at the direct, and that's part of the contract. You can't reveal that. So Team Cherry wanted to hype up the game a little bit. They didn't realize that it would get so hyped up and people will figure it out so fast. So they backpedaled as to not breach an NDA. That is so stupid. Did they want to hype it up or did they not want to hype it up? Did they want to tease it or did they not want to tease it? Did they breach the NDA or not? There's no backpedaling with this. You're saying something and then contradicting it in the next sentence. Fucking stupid. And if Silksong is so important to the Nintendo Switch, they don't give a shit about Mario Kart 9, they don't care about the new Mario 3D platformer or anything new about the Nintendo Switch. They just care about an indie game, Silksong. That's all they care about. Why would you not hype up people by telling them Silksong will be at this direct if the whole point is to attract eyes to your direct as these NDA fucking tinfoil hat theorists claim it to be? Why would you not tell people that? That's counterproductive, like you were being counterproductive before, where you say one thing and then contradict it in the next sentence. If they didn't want their fans to figure this out, they wouldn't have teased it. What is this whole weird thing you have that, no, we figured it out too fast? How many ifs and buts do you need to add to this shitty theory for it to make even an ounce of sense? Because you don't want to accept the reality that it was just a shitty coincidence on a shitposting account that William had. Oh my god. And lastly, let's just even throw all of that logic out of the window, right? Fuck it all. Screw it. It was real. Let is lying. It was an NDA. Don't you think if you breached an NDA or there's a significant chance that you breached an NDA, it's so big that every news outlet, every media article, IGN are making posts about it, and you think you're gonna get in shit with Nintendo, but maybe you haven't already? Wouldn't you go make a public statement on Twitter, if not Team Cherry, then at least let that, hey, we hear that people are theorizing, this is really fun, haha, but it's really nothing. They didn't reach out to anyone, they fucking told Fireborn. And then the only reason they even said anything was because this whole thing, people got pissed off that Let communicated through Fireborn. So Let just went on the Discord server and did some vague messages and talked to some people at 1 in the fucking morning for America. Ah, yes, let me just, use my sleight of hand and little mind tactics to backpedal a little bit, very subtly. That'll show Nintendo. Nintendo lawyers are gonna look at that and be like, you know what, very cool. You solved the problem. No more NDA breach because you said something in the Discord server. That'll do it. There's no half measures with this shit. You either breached an NDA or you didn't. And if you're worried about breaching it, you would publicly make a statement to make sure that you don't get in trouble for it. This is no way to backpedal. All it is something that we thought was real turned out to not be real. Whether it was intentional or not, I will leave for you to decide. Let came out first through Firebond to just keep it low-key because he thought that was the best way to communicate it, then to people directly that, hey, this is not a thing. I mean, cool theory crafting, guys. You guys have gotten better since the 2020 riddle days, is what he said, but it's pretty much nothing. But these Nintendo Switch 2 things are just not dying. Motherfuckers are out here claiming that Silksong is the Nintendo Switch exclusive. Are you stupid? I just wanted to get this whole rant off my chest because I keep getting DMs about it. Every time I go on the Reddit, I see this, or I go on Twitter, I see this. I'm gonna fucking implode. And if you really think coincidences like this don't happen, I highly recommend you check out this Vsauce video called Spooky Coincidences. It's a great video. Michael Stevens is a Chad, and he goes into detail about how coincidences are very common in life. Anyway, thank you for listening to my rant. I hope you liked it. See you tomorrow with a new video. Primacon signing out.